Welcome back, Devs Like Us community. You're now listening to a new episode of Devs Like Us.
So, for this episode of Devs Like Us, we will be going through giving you guys, a few show updates, talking about some developer news. Some key topics that we're talking about is Google, Apple, Microsoft, and, CES that has happened this past week. Then we're going to go and talk about our own developer goals and things like that, what we plan to do for the new year. And so for this episode, we wanted to go over a few show updates for things to come in the future. We started out this endeavor doing episodes every week. When you have family life and personal, social plus work life, and then doing our episodes, that became a bit much. And so we're going to dial it back just a little bit to do episodes every 2 weeks, dropping same time during the week. And then just want to remind you guys about the Devs Like Us site, which is devslike.us. And, we want to make it a community style. So we're going to start doing some blog posts, newsletters type of feel there so that, we can gain some insight from you guys and things like that. And also, if you want to be a guest on our show, then, that's the site where you can find that form, fill it out, and, let us know some things about you so that, we can bring you in and, have that good dialogue with you guys. Upcoming, we have a few interviews coming up. Our next episode, we will have Tranisha coming and talking about a UI developer from being an educator. So stay tuned for that. And let's get into this episode.
All right. So first up for our news, we have Google workers announce plans to unionize.
Keep it just like that.
Welcome back, 21. Let me do that again. So Google workers announce plans to form a union.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thoughts on this, you all? This is big.
This is really
I don't know if
interesting.
Right.
There's been talk about quite a few different companies in Silicon Valley with their employees thinking about unionizing and things like that, just to kind of combat the treatment that they are sometimes subject to, and just kind of have a little more say into what happens when it comes to things that the companies do. This particular unionizing topic has come about, after Dr. Jibru was fired from Google, and a lot of the employees were, kind of feeling uneasy about it and talking about, hey, how do I know if I'm safe at my own job, and how
And
do I know
that,
that I have a voice?
JB, and that was just to clarify for those who might not know, that was in regards to her speaking out about the AI ethics, correct, with Google?
Yes. Well, see, that's the thing. A lot of people have been having this conversation and they're talking about, yeah, she was, pretty much taking shots at Google's AI ethics, where it's not just Google, it's a bunch of different companies that have built these different AI processes and things. And so she's looking at the ethics at a grander scale. So, like, one of the things that she talked about some years ago was how, with facial recognition, and a lot of, places were like, oh, we're going to use facial recognition to, tell if somebody's going to do something bad versus something good. But there was a lot of bias that was put into that, where if the person was of color or of darker skin, then it was more likely to say, oh, this person's definitely going to do something bad, when that may not be the case. And so she was looking at those type of ethics. And it's been repeatedly pointed out that it was not to pinpoint Google. They actually mentioned quite a few different companies in that particular article. So, yeah.
Yes, I think, in my opinion, I would love to really see how this plays out, because I believe that you kind of want, for tech, I think it was one of those things where for a long time you really, if you didn't like the way things were going, or you felt as though there were a company didn't have the best ethics, but maybe that they are one of the rare companies that have the scale and capability to do the things that you want to do, similar to a Google and AI. That's there's only but so many companies where at scale you're able to have a certain amount of resources to do these type of research projects that these technologists are coming out with. You kind of want to be able to work it out with your company, and I believe possibly the union is a way to do that. So I think this is pretty
Definitely.
interesting to see how this will pan out. Clarence, would love to hear your thoughts on having a
Union.
union in tech. I don't think this has really happened before,
Yeah,
or maybe I don't know if this is just the first big company, but I'm pretty sure that unions in tech really is
it's
really
not. Yeah, it's
almost
like
like not a thing.
yeah, I think it's like non-existent. I know I come from a part of my career where I worked with people who were part of a union, and like let's just say the union doesn't play. You know, you got your union rep, they come in, you know, they shake some shake some feathers, and like before you know it, you're back on the job, and you know you didn't even have to sweat. So this is gonna be kind of interesting. I guess the only thing that I guess I question is like what does this do about people in the past, without this kind of representation, will they revisit some people that they let go for certain things, and that kind of thing, or is it just kind of like for the efforts that's moving on. But I think it's kind of big. Hopefully it's something that works out in the best scheme of things so that maybe more companies adapt that structure.
Yeah, definitely. But I do want
So
to
another,
mention that this is not the first time that this conversation has been had when it comes to Google
yep,
workers.
they
Um,
shut it down though.
yeah, they shut it down, and
And not just Google. I think it was a couple of places in
yeah,
Fang that it's been attempted,
yeah,
and
definitely.
it's more
And
so. Yeah.
with the employees at Google, they tend to have a lot of pull when it comes to the direction that the overarching Alphabet company does. So, like, um, workers have had say in the work that the Alphabet Group was doing with the government. They pulled out a deal from the Pentagon. They've had say in, well, we don't think you should do it that way. How about you do it this way type of situations. And so with that, with the firing of Dr. Jabru, it's like, are we really losing our voices when it comes to these things? So, you know what? Let's just unionize together and we'll have one big voice type of thing. And so, yeah,
Yeah, because
I'm
that
interested to see
union's
how it
gonna
goes.
ride for you pretty hard. They're not,
Yeah,
especially if there's a good motion behind it, and you get enough people involved that feel similar ways. That's gonna be your voice when you really need it in places that you might not normally be able to vocalize what your thoughts are.
definitely.
Right. So yeah. So from the business and company side, I know they definitely seem to shy away from it. But from my experience, from what I've seen, I've never been a part of a union, but I know it seems like whenever a union steps in, it's almost like there's some pretty bad stuff that's taking place, and it's
Yep.
like normally it's already bad if a union kind of like has to step in to
Hmm.
voice something. You really want your company to kind of really be able to handle those things internally and not get to that point. Another interesting thing I saw in an article. So it seems like 1% of their pay, I guess, goes towards the union that they're a part of. Did you
Hmm.
all
Hmm.
see that part as well?
Yeah.
That was interesting as well. So, and this is a tech field, so they're going to be paid like this. The union is going to have a budget for sure
Hmm.
because 1% of the salaries that these employees will be making is
Quite
probably
a bit
pretty
of money.
good.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Right.
So that'll be interesting. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that. And so I guess as developers, that's something that might be
Totally.
coming
Future.
around for you developers out there
Yeah,
in the
I
future.
think that would be really cool. Because I guess I just wonder. I guess just to add on to it, I know we're about to close that out, but is it one of those things that maybe us as developers really don't, us as employees in general, don't know our rights enough? And again, having that voice is definitely going to be good.
I
That
think
could
yeah,
very
pretty
well
much
be
sure.
it.
Because
Yeah.
I think tech for the most part has if you're not doing it, you're gone. Like
Right. Right.
Yeah.
and but I really do think for the union, it's mostly it has to be some type of malpractice, like that you have to have evidence. So if for most companies they're tracking either they can't afford you anymore,
Right.
which
Hmm.
I think they can let you go for that, or they just can't like they have evidence and they've packed evidence of against you of which like you're not performing or you're not doing X, Y, and Z, and they normally do a pretty good job of recording that.
Right.
But I think the Google AI situation, she had actually said if we don't address X, Y, and Z, then I'm going to have to find a date to resign. And she's a senior personnel, so normally someone as a senior personnel, you would give them that respect.
Right.
And I think
Yeah.
that's where a lot of things really blew up with that as well.
Right.
So definitely interesting. It seems like this is the closest that we've been to having a union. It seems like they almost might have one because I think one of them was already existing. And they're starting to pay into it now. So that's interesting. Next up, we have Apple launches major new racial equity and justice initiative projects to challenge systemic racism, advance racial equity nationwide. So,
Woo-hoo.
what? This is the Propel Center. This is nice.
Yeah, that does look nice.
Yeah.
$100 million pledge. So, from reading this article, basically Apple they're going to have I think a couple campuses and about $100 million total that they're putting into these campuses. They're basically students from HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities, can go to these campuses and basically get hands-on training. Basically, any skill sets that you would have that Apple would recruit for hiring are skill sets that they'll teach here or expand upon for those who are already in the field. And I love seeing articles like this. Of course, we know that Netflix was doing some great things for the HBCUs, and now Apple is definitely following up with some more great things. I think they're also opening up a campus in Detroit, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Which I'm very
This is
excited to see how that goes. Because I mean, we all know that for the minorities of Detroit, it's not always a great outlook on life for a lot of them, and a lot of people that are in these minority spaces, they don't know the opportunities that they could possibly have as far as how to be a computer scientist or an engineer or something like that. They don't know that those are possibilities for them because for years and years we've only seen certain demographics in these spaces, and it's really picking up now. And I mean, the three of us went to an HBCU, so all we really saw were black and brown kids in our classes. But for kids just in the inner city just walking around, they don't know that that's a possibility for them. So to have this center actually in Detroit and trying to market themselves to these kids, I think will be a great opportunity.
Yeah.
just like our last episode with Dr. Williams. You might find me on this campus as well. Seems very fun. Seems amazing. And they're doing. I love that they're hitting on the business aspect of this too. A lot of times, we get the technical skills, but we don't really know the business aspect. So I love that they're having entrepreneur track as well, which will probably put a great spin on this. Clarence, what do you think?
So I think it's a really good idea. I think it'll definitely, reach out to some communities where, it might need it the most. What I do hope that comes from it more so than anything. So I know, Apple is a big name company, but I hope that it also pushes like even smaller places that might not have this access to get people involved in those neighborhoods, and I guess like if anything, it just gets more people aware that we do need to get more people involved to reach out to students who don't have the same access to said opportunities.
Yeah. So kind of bringing in like those smaller name companies that are around and trying to push them. Hey, I've already been here. I'm making it work and things like that. So how about you come out here and get involved with the kids and things?
Right.
Well, not even just kids, but the adults that are, learning and growing and, really spread that knowledge, because not only can these companies, help with the build up process of getting potential workers for themselves, but they can also help with getting their names out there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a win-win on both sides, but you also have to have an example company to, kind of be that front face of like, all right, I did it. Now you guys can come on in. So
Right.
I really hope that is a part of this process.
Yeah, especially like, just to kind of add on to that, just, expanding Dang, I just lost my train of thought.
Mm,
Partnerships, expanding
yeah,
partnerships. That's the best way to put it. Is that, like you said, those small businesses in the other communities that don't have that access, get that, let them be the driving force for those neighborhoods, and just keep on building it up to a point where everybody has access to it, and you don't have to be a part of a certain hub to be able to use it.
definitely.
And the thing I love about this is you do this for 5 years, 10 years, and those who benefited from that return the favor. Then you have exponential growth within
Yeah.
communities
Yes.
that would have never had the resources to learn these skill sets. So another great story.
Teaching
Next
me how to
up,
That's
fish.
so well put, Mister Green, our band director from my high school. That was his main push when he got us to come to Norfolk State. He was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna help you get there, but what I want you to do is do that in return for somebody else after you make it, and again, just keep passing that torch so that you bring others along and not just move far and forget about everybody.
Yeah.
so next up we have Microsoft project. It's called Latte. We'll be bringing Android apps to Windows 10. I love this story because I didn't even know this was happening. I knew Windows has been trying to get into the mobile app game for a long time, and really
Especially
just
with
the
the
mobile phone
introduction.
game
Yeah.
in, in a long time. And so this is amazing. This looks clean. It looks a lot like Apple's store
Yeah,
a little
it
bit,
does.
but it's
Yeah.
clean. I like it, and I think there's well
It's a
no,
little
but
scary. It
Android.
looks
I
so
mean,
much like it.
it does. um, for our podcast listeners, it looks a lot like it. It almost looks like there's an iPhone tilted up. But I don't even. I can't. Yeah,
The
it
only
looks a
thing that
lot
makes
like
it
it.
different is it has that little windows in the bottom right left corner.
But hey, people love Apple and,
Yeah.
and the Apple
They
stores.
love the
So,
platform, so might as well make it
but
look like that's what you have.
yeah, I'm not mad at them. So this is awesome. So I want to know, did anyone see from this article, are they going to have the developer kit along built into this, or I guess do people still go to the Android Studio for the kit and this is just a store?
I'm not sure. I didn't
Yeah.
see it from this article, but that would be interesting to know if that will be a part of it.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm assuming they're going to build off of the Android Studio kit that is for the Android phones, but maybe this is just the marketplace for it.
Yeah.
yeah. Now,
That would
granted,
make sense.
I really like this in the sense that, it's you don't have to go searching for the applications that you use most often on your phone
Mhm.
when it comes to being on your computer. Like, for a lot of people, it's like, all right, I got a brand new computer. Now let me go set up this thing and this thing because I know I'll be looking at it on my computer. Now, me personally, I don't tend to use things like social media too often on my computer, but I do have them on here
Mhm.
just in case. But when it comes to like Netflix, yeah, let me go ahead and, all I got to do is just go to this thing, click this button, and it just goes. Great. As opposed to having to create your own bookmark in your in your browser or something like that. So it's pretty interesting to me, and I'm very interested to see how it goes.
Oh, so this is an extension of Windows subsystem for Linux. So this is going to
Mhm.
build off of that. So that makes sense. And so they also it says there. So this still must be early because it is still kind of trying to fill in the gaps in the article. But they're also saying that they're going to provide another Android subsystem for the apps as well. So I guess that's going to be built on top of the Windows system as subsystem for Linux as well, maybe. So
Possibly.
it seems
That
like this is very early, but the picture looks nice and I like the concept.
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Definitely like
really
the concept.
interesting. Then if they're doing
It's
a Android subsystem within Whistle,
Yeah. So you know how and I know with one thing I used to love about Android was we could tether our phone and then it had, you remember it?
yeah,
And the forensic stuff we used to do with Android. So
yeah.
maybe it's probably similar. Um,
Well,
but
then it
either
makes
way,
me think of, will it be like, is there automatically going to be an emulator
Mm.
within?
oh no, JB, here it is. No, Microsoft is going to launch an Android phone, so they're getting rid of their OS.
Yeah,
So they're going to
I
put
saw that one. The foldable
oh,
phone,
now I
the
get
Surface
it.
Duo. Yeah, but even
I
still,
got you.
well, like
That's
this is really
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah.
it's good for both Microsoft and Android for sure though. They
Yeah.
need to team
I
up.
mean,
People are waiting for these iPhones for like 7 days in the freezing cold winter or whenever they come
yeah,
out.
Yeah.
Let's team up.
right. Because, the Windows Phone, it was a lot of people was excited about it when it first came out, and then that hype died down
I,
really fast.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I
they
remember
had
that.
that little tiled view on the phones and stuff like that. And he was like, "Yeah, you can do all this," and it's like, "Nah, I don't like it."
Yeah.
Because me personally, I didn't get one. But to see Windows going from their Windows to Android,
It, it,
let's see it.
and they could probably focus more too on the hardware piece if they're actually doing the phone if they can just build off Android because Android it's definitely it's come a long way.
Yeah.
This is a good
Definitely.
OS.
Definitely.
Clarence, any strong opinions about this one?
No, I think I like it. It
You're
looks
usually Mr. Strong Opinion.
no strong opinions here. I think I do like the idea that it give you that same look and feel. So I mean I'm cool with it.
Yeah. So,
Oh, okay.
um, all right. So next up we have CES 2021, which was a couple weeks ago, based off of when this show will air. Ready for smart bathrooms. So, Clarence, can you lead us off with this one?
So I'm definitely excited about this one because I feel like when I read this, it just made me think of like that long day of coding, and you just want to slow things down, set a ambiance in your bathroom, you know what I'm saying? And this is pretty dope. But apparently, they have all of your touchless toilets and your touchless faucets, but this tub is supposed to be app driven, so you can set like different tones of your lights. It even have a
Can
fog
us
machine.
developers code develop for it? Can we code for it?
Hmm. I mean,
Is it open? Is it
I,
closed?
I don't
It'd
I
be
don't know
nice
if
to
it's
know if you
open or
can hack
closed.
it. They're like,
It,
all right, I'm gonna add some more features on top.
I'm sure there's going to be a chance, but for what it seems like it offers, it says it offers fog, lighting, and smells generated through essential oils. So
They got a whole 40 experience in the tub.
yeah, it's
But
supposed to
but
offer.
what Yeah, but what is interesting from that, from a developer standpoint, is have you ever heard of OpenHab
uh,
software?
I
So it's
haven't
an
heard of
open
that.
source project. I think they have a paid version of it too. So OpenHab, there you can actually go to GitHub right now. If you do github.com/openhab, you can access their projects now. So I actually did this for one of my graduate projects
Okay.
because so basically you can download the software on any phone and you can basically connect the physical devices to where you can open up the blinds, you can
Nice.
turn on the water sinks if you have the physical material. This OpenHab is basically the software that connects to that, and they also have both mobile and desktop versions, which are, I think, if any developer wants to get into like smart home technology, check out that project on GitHub, and you could probably do some of these cool things that they're doing for this article on CES. I don't know if they can do the what was the bathroom feature, Clarence,
Oh,
with
it
the
has
bathtub.
fog. It has fog, lighting, and smell goods. The smell goods is
OpenHab doesn't do that, but you could potentially do a pull request or maybe a feature
Yeah.
request of
the
some
the
sort
only the
and
only
make that
Um,
happen.
the only
One
downside
thing
I
I want to
see.
mention
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
really quickly before you start, just want to make sure for the people who are just listening, that is github.com/open, just the word, and HAB, OpenHab, just to make sure that, you guys get that link and things.
Yeah.
But
I
continue, Clarence.
apologize,
Oh no, I,
Yeah,
I
listeners.
was just
you
gonna
That
just
is
say.
left them
I,
hanging.
OPEN
I was just gonna
HAB.
say it is pricey though. They said that I guess the base model starts at like 6 grand, and what they call the Infinity Experience, which is like close to a luxury spa, is a whopping 16 grand. So
So
those
not your
regular
They
extra tub.
tubs,
Got it.
those regular tubs you have, they're not that bad. Just add some extra light in, get you a Bluetooth speaker and a fog machine, and bam.
We're gonna add, just get a jacuzzi tub in the house. Put some of them strip LED lights around the tub, hook it up to like an Arduino or
Just
something,
make sure they're waterproof.
and then we're gonna get a fog machine. We're gonna figure this thing out.
Yeah, yeah.
did they discuss any of the software running it? For the app control,
Mostly,
they didn't go in
I don't. They
detail.
didn't go into detail. I think this is mostly just kind of like an ad to kind of get you, thinking about, like you mentioned, everybody now is into smart homes and any other. I know plenty of people who are like always looking for the latest and greatest device to add to that arsenal of smart devices. So I think it's just one of those things to kind of get people pumped and thinking like, oh, I didn't know I needed a luxury tub at home, but now I do.
You know, classic CES fashion.
Yeah,
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 definitely
for sure,
CES
for sure.
fashion. Okay, awesome. Next up, goals. It is 2021 now, you all. The year is here. What are your developer goals? Are you trying to contribute more to open source? Are you trying to write more tests? Are you
Seems so
trying to
serious.
automate all of the things? JB?
All the things. Um, so for my goals, kind of have them written out a bit. Um, may need some tweaking for more specifics, but um, number one is doing more in-house projects. So for quite a few of our episodes that we've had, we've talked about, developing those skills outside of the job and things like that. And as, a show host with a potential audience, I can't be a hypocrite about that. And so um, I
Not
have all
practicing
these
what you
ideas
preach.
swirling around. Okay, first of all, you're not going to call me out on my stuff. I'm already doing that. Um,
Now that goal sound
but
like my goal, but go
uh,
ahead.
but I have all these ideas swirling around my head, of things to do around my house. Right now in my house, I have quite a few Raspberry Pis. I have NVIDIA Jetson Nano. I have an Arduino. And so, it's time for me to really start. Oh, you got the Pi
Nice,
400.
nice,
Um, yeah,
nice.
so here's my little Pi 4.
Oh, and it's blocked out by your. Oh, there it goes. You got to do the
Oh,
YouTube.
yeah, I got to bring it in front of me.
There you go. There
Um,
you
and
go.
so yeah, so actually taking the time to really do some projects around the house, and not just have them collecting dust like I do. Um,
Wow. Dang. Is this
for
turning into like
those
a
who
brag
can't see,
fest?
Terrence is out here pulling out
You
the
gotta bring it over in the screen some more. We can't see that. What you
yeah.
got there? Ooh,
He has
hoo.
his own
A little
Raspberry Pi tower. Um,
cluster.
yeah, he's doing some Pi clustering. Um, And so, yeah, just really doing a lot more in-house projects and building up that, my own personal Git repo. Oh, yeah, and Terrence
I
is
just,
now into
I
mechanical
just, I
keyboards.
just want the viewers to know every time he leans over, I'm afraid to see what bigger thing comes out
Like,
next.
Continue talking, JB.
um,
Devs
but
like us 2021.
with that, it's also I want to become more active in the online dev spaces. Especially with us being in the midst of a pandemic. Saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna, participate in that meetup group anymore," because
Nice. Are we going to get some how-to videos from all of this technology and,
we
and,
better
and
get some
kits
how-to
that you
videos from
you
all of
have?
Terrence's
I'm
setups
trying to
that he's
become
showed.
Iron Man. For those who are on the podcast listeners, I'm trying to get my electronic skills up. I love
Ah,
software, but sometimes you gotta touch and feel what you're building, you know?
That's why you get into mechanical keyboards and the soldering. Like,
nice.
we're really breaking the new year in.
I do
Um,
feel like if my coworkers were to hear this, they always know I've joked about building an Iron Man suit, and so we maybe collab. Maybe we collab on one. I know we're two different heights, but maybe we can check you out.
it's a fan. But yeah, want to become more active in the online dev spaces. So, actually participating in those meetups, even if it's just in a virtual basis. Um,
Let's do the
being a
Baltimore one,
part,
JB. Let's go to the Baltimore JavaScript meetup.
yeah,
It's
well,
virtual now. We can do it. I
I'm
don't want
not
to
a
go alone.
JavaScript
Come with
developer,
me.
Terrence. Okay, so if I go to the JavaScript one, you got to go through a Python with me.
Hey,
Well, I'm not JavaScript. I'm more Python than JavaScript, but
Well, then why we
let's
going?
let's do both.
I'll do it because there's one in DC that my cousin has told me about. He's like, "Hey, you be great for this." I'm like, "All right, well, point me in the right direction. I'm there."
Let's
But
do
yeah,
it.
doing more meetups and also just participating in the some of those big name developers like watching their discords and things like that, or the live chats that they have, just because sometimes you gain some better insight when you're actually watching someone live code, because you get to see their thought process happening and things like that. And there's little nuggets that you can pick up for yourself. And so, really wanting to do that, getting active on Twitter, because
Yes.
um, me and Twitter has, this funny relationship where it's like, all right, I'm on here. No, I'm not. I'm not. Hey guys, I'm here. And so, being active on a consistent basis when it comes to developer topics, because when it comes to computer science is a very huge field, and I'm interested in a lot of stuff. And so, a good place to find that stuff is on Twitter, because you could just, oh, I'm going to follow this page, and then not only are you getting information from those pages, but you're getting information from the people who like those pages as well. And so it's like, oh yeah, such and such missing this page that you follow. You should probably check it out, or something like that. And so yeah, doing that. Even though Terrence put out that new episode saying sometimes you don't need to learn a new language. Well, I actually need to learn a new language for this year.
Nice.
Looking into, I've already started the process of learning Golang. And
Yes.
so, now is the time for me to actually complete these various Go exercises. There's this really cool project called Go for Size that this guy has created, and it's a nice free project to take you through different Go exercises, to programming exercises, to build up your Go skills. And so it brings in a bunch of different modules that you need to use and things like that. And so just being consistent about doing those exercises. Um, Another goal is to continue to push devs like us, because there's a lot of people who, they'll be like, I'll tell them about it and it's like, oh yeah, that's the thing you do. But really, driving it home that this is a community space, and it's not just something I do, um, and things like
Well,
that.
get the tattoo
Okay, now you're going a little far, Terrence.
for life.
Get branded, yeah.
DLU for life.
You mean you don't already have one? Oh, I won't show mine.
Got it in the middle of my back.
Yeah, yeah. Around my angel wings,
But
but
I
yes.
hear you on that though, JB. Those are some
Yeah.
solid goals. We will hold you accountable as your
Oh,
friends
I wasn't
and
done yet.
co-hosts.
Yes.
I wasn't done yet.
You got
Oh,
more?
we know you're not done. Go
I
ahead.
got I got I got two more. Um,
200.
do uh do more tech talks and presentations this year. Um, so for my job, I tend to have to do quite a few tech talks throughout the year. But when it comes to outside of work, I don't really do much of the tech talks. Even if it's like on a small scale, if it's like me going to a school and talking about something, trying to engage kids, or me doing a tech talk at some meetup that I go to or something like that. So I just want to expand on that skill. And when we talk about expanding skills, we've had an episode about soft skills and things. I want to, do better in the area of communication, um, and things like that. So making sure that, relaying my message in a clear, concise form and fashion, because there's always room for improvement. And so that's one of my goals for this year. Now that's the end of my goals. And I appreciate you saying that you guys will hold me to them.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, some great goals there, JB. Clarence, how about you?
So I was sitting here
Well,
listening to all of JB goals, right? And
yeah,
I
took
was
your
reading
breath
my
away.
list, right? And I feel like the best way for me to put it is just say me too. Cause she took all of my goals, and it's no point in me going into a whole lot of detail because you just heard her talk about it. But similar shared goals. So I'll try to be quick, but definitely making my presence and doing more personal projects. That's a big thing, as JB stated. being a advocate for this community, that's, we got to make sure that we're also, practicing what we preach. And so that, pushing ourselves to become better developers, not only just, telling everybody the things that they should do or should, think about doing and making those type of suggestions, but also, living the life as well. And just, being able to kind of produce products or just even just a better skill set, that if we were ever to get more, as we get more listeners and more people a part of the community, that we become people that are easily able to relate to, because we're trying to build ourselves up at the same time. So yeah, definitely that. And again, don't want to step on Terrence's message in his in his video, but I do want to learn a new language, just to kind of just again add to the skill set. So he said don't do it. I'm saying
I didn't say that.
He didn't say
well,
don't do it.
Don't do
He
it.
said
I didn't say you don't have
To do it.
There's a big
Yeah.
thing for like every time a new year comes, somebody should learn a new language. It's okay. Like that might not be the position. Like
Yeah.
everyone's in a different position. You might already know a good number of languages that are still relevant for your job and what your goals are. So it depends on your goals. Depends on your goals.
Agree. But I just,
I have a reason for mine. He doesn't.
For me, it's just adding more to the skill set, and just building on to the resume. So along with that, I do want to attend more TED Talks. I was big in like meetups and stuff like that prior to the pandemic, and of course, since everything is virtual, now I've just got to do a little bit more research and finding those virtual TED Talks, meetups, and things like that, so it can still kind of branch out to what others are doing in their community and in their own personal space, and kind of just using that as a driving force to again push for harder, better coding skills and just overall soft skills, in all. I created a professional Twitter account that hasn't got much love. So I'm definitely going to try to, make my presence there a little bit better.
Oh, go ahead and drop your Twitter tag.
I need to find it because I don't know about heart, but
so you want something to love you that you haven't been loving yourself.
I haven't been loving myself, so I'm definitely going to try to make a stronger presence on that. So I got two more. One that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I guess I've been kind of intimidated to tackle it. But I do want to build my first PC from scratch. So that's on the list.
Nice.
And the last thing is, so I've been talking about this for a long time to a lot of peers and friends and stuff. And so this is the year that I update my workspace. And so hopefully that happens soon.
So developer desk tour coming soon from Clarence in 4K.
Yes. So that was pretty much my goals. Again, they sounded a lot like JB. So a lot of just, again, me too.
I like it. All great goals.
All right,
for me,
man.
I just
round it out.
Yeah. Tell us.
For me, I just.
Sorry. It was a lag.
Are you all finished?
It must have been a lag.
Are you finished? Okay, but for me, I do want to produce more developer content. A lot of times, do my job for work, and then you get home and get outside, it's like, oh, let's do something else. But I do want to get more public facing materials out there for developers to be able to learn and benefit from. Want to definitely drive devs like us further, so really want to become just a better developer advocate. And as far as like just technically, I want to like basically become better at automating all the things, and just really just becoming more proficient in the cloud space. Pretty decent now, but just there's always so many things you can learn within the cloud as far as like running the code in the cloud, and being flexible there. So that's really all mine.
Really? I thought you was gonna have more. I really expected more.
Did.
No,
that's why I was like, round this out. I thought you was going.
Another goal of mine is to Another goal
There
of
they
mine is to
go.
keep this episode under 45 minutes.
I think we might have passed that, but yes.
So,
No, we did. We're good.
Oh, okay.
so yeah, those are all great goals. So devs like us community, I hope you all have goals, and if you do not have goals, you should think about them and write it down and hold yourself accountable. If you want us to help hold you accountable, reach out to us. You can comment below, let us know, or have friends around you that or colleagues around you to hold you accountable as well. So, I do have one more thing.
Oh.
Oh, some stuff failed.
This is very awesome. I'm going to link this. I'm doing it wrong here.
Oh, yeah. Nope.
This
Nope.
way.
Nope. Nope.
The
Nope.
mirror.
There you go.
There you go.
There you
go. There you go.
This is a great workbook. So we will link
For the
where you can
listeners,
get this.
Terrence is holding up a workbook, a planner workbook.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's
For
start
2020.
up annual planning workbook. I'm going to complete this soon.
Okay.
And we will put a link for this in the show notes. So if you're interested in planning out your year and your goals, check out the show notes. This is great. Thank you all for listening. Make sure to please double tap that like button. Like, subscribe.
Make sure you subscribe.
And,
yes.
Yep. Like, subscribe. If you're on the podcast, feel free to leave us a comment for the Apple Podcast listeners or whatever podcast platform you have. If they have a way to comment and give us 5 stars, do that. If not, let us know what we can work on. You don't have to do it publicly. Just let us know. Message us. And also leave us a comment. Let us know in the comments what are your goals for this year as you seek to become a better developer. We wish you all luck and look forward to seeing you soon. My name is Terrence.
JB.
And I'm Clarence.
Have a good one, y'all. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.